Retain space for incompleteness. And that's the topic for today's video. Whatever I'm going to talk about in today's video, it's somehow inspired by Bruce Lee's teachings. This is one of the things that really helped me in my times of crisis and when I was really confused, like where to start and how exactly to go about things. This is what kind of helped me. Of course, there will be my input and my examples too, but yes, it's inspired by Bruce Lee. He's one of the favorite people to have ever existed on the planet for me because I honestly admire him so much. Even though he was a martial arts teacher, but his philosophy was really amazing. So, Bruce Lee always used to talk about success that's fulfilling to you. And that kind of success never comes from perfection. If you're trying to perfect something, if you're trying to perfect a blueprint, then it's not real success. And that kind of success will never give you fulfillment. So, of course, I'm going to refer to my notes so that I don't miss out on any points. I'm going to start with this example. I love using examples. A while back, I used to watch MasterChef a lot. And in one of the episodes, I was watching MasterChef Australia. Those episodes where they're gonna bring a chef who makes a dish, and then the candidates or the contestants, they have to replicate that. All right, and the one that is closest to the chef wins. So there was this episode where they invited Chef Vikas. He's an Indian chef, and there were three contestants who were they have to like prepare the dish, and there was this girl. I think her name was Rini because it's been a while since I watched. I think his her name was Rini. I remember, because they are always given that recipes, uh, how to do or how to make. They already have that blueprint. Okay, they have to see from it and then make it. So she was she was the only contestant who was adding her own twist into the recipe. Like she was reading the ingredients, like, oh, you have to add garlic, and then she was using her own feeling to make the recipe. She didn't care if it said 2 spoons or a pinch of it or just one clove of. She was adding her own twist. She was like, I'll go with my feeling. And everyone else was literally like being robotic. Like every other contestant in that competition, they were literally being robotic. They were like, oh, 2 spoons, yeah, 2 spoons, okay, one pinch, okay, one pinch. Like they were not even. It's like they kept their brain on the side and they were just being mechanical in the process. On the other hand, if you looked at Rini, she was really enjoying it and she was putting her own essence to it, despite whatever the blueprint said. And the other contestants that the who were not competing that day, they were standing on the gallery and they kept saying, Rini, don't do that, don't add so much, no, the recipe says 2 spoon, nah, 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 nah. They were just shouting at the top of their voice like, Rini, don't do it, you're gonna ruin it, you're gonna ruin it. She didn't listen. She did what she had to do, and she ended up getting the best recipe there. So why am I using this example and why am I saying this? Listen, if your focus is just on perfecting something and creating a blueprint that can be copied again and again and again, you are literally blocking success because it might work for a while, but that's not something very fulfilling. It's not going to be fulfilling. Perfection is not the goal of success. So many a times, many people have this idea that success means perfection. No, it's completely the opposite. A cup is useful because the cup is empty. If I bring you a full cup, like, hey, give me tea, you'll be like, dude, where the hell am I gonna pour the tea now? It's already full. A cup is useful because it's empty. A room is useful because now it has space to store something. If it's already full, its utility is zero. You getting what I'm saying? So basically, your obsession with perfecting something is what is stopping you from becoming successful. And hear me out. The success that Bruce Lee was talking about is basically a success that is proportional both internally and externally. You know what? We are entities who are constantly living in a relationship with our environment. We have a constant relationship with our environment. When you grow mentally, your environment changes. When your environment changes, you grow mentally. It's a proportional relationship. You will always be in connection to your environment. Notice whenever a person grows in mindset, they grow, they change their environment. And whenever it's the vice versa is also true. Whenever the environment changes, the person grows to a certain extent, right? These two things are proportional. You are always going to be in a relationship, constant relationship with your environment. You're not a noun, you're a verb. You are a person in progress. You are a process in progress. You're not a noun, fixed. No. You are a process. You are a verb. You're in progress all the time. And your progress is significantly related to the environment that you're in. So, your external success, say for example, external success like making a lot of money, having a good house, and all of that, is not proportional or is not in significant relation to your internal progress, then you are going to always feel empty from within. If internally you're not growing, but your external success has grown so much, you're going to still keep feeling empty. You're going to have mental health issues. You are going to go into depression. Everything else is going to happen. And similarly, if your internal growth is taking place at a rapid rate, but your external environment is not able to cope up with that, there is again going to be an imbalance. Okay, so this is the kind of success that Bruce Lee is talking about. Many a times, the identity that you create for yourself, I'm going to a little bit stretch this and go to the next step. Sometimes the identity you create for yourself becomes your own mental prison, and it is stopping you from realizing your full potential. Okay, I'm gonna hang on, just let me because I want to, yep, I don't want to miss out on anything. Okay, here I'm gonna add a little bit of like pinch of astrology. Have you ever noticed a person who is ruled by Saturn? I have major Saturn placements in my chart. So a person who is ruled by Saturn is a very good example of this. That person grows significantly in both the directions. They grow internally, then they grow externally, then they grow internally. Their progress is most of the times very much proportional to external and internal environment. And that's the reason most of the people who are ruled by Saturn, they grow eventually. They don't shoot up in success. They will never shoot up like overnight star. It will take time, but they get there. And when they get there, their character development is like top notch. Pick up any person who's ruled by Saturn or have like a, and why I'm adding astrology, just to like give you like another flavor to understand what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, your idea of success could be the thing that could be stopping you from realizing your full potential, because at the end of the day, perfection is not success. All right, and I'm going to come back to what I started with, the topic of the video, which is retain some space for incompleteness. Incompleteness is what will make you grow much faster in life. If you're a person who's like, I'm sure you might have seen these kind of people in your life who are like, I know this, I already know this, I've read the book, I know this. That is a closed mindset. That is not a growth mindset. Okay, people who are like, oh, I know it all, that's not growth mindset, that's closed mindset. Whenever you create a closed system, you literally put a full stop to evolution in that. All right, there's no space for expression, and real success happens when you have some space to express yourself. There's real expression. Go back to the example I just mentioned of that master chef contestant. She still kept her space for self expression. She had the blueprint of the recipe that the chef already gave them. The chef has already perfected the recipe over the couple of years, but that's his recipe, his element, right? Rini still kept that essence. She still kept that space for self expression. She was not trying to be mechanical, where she's going just by the blueprint. And that is what made her the winner. Okay, and created another signature dish in a way. So, perfection is a closed system. And when you strategically keep some space for self expression, That's ultimate success. Because when you keep some space for self expression, you're also going to be fulfilling your inner child. You're going to be, because you know what, sometimes by following a certain blueprint, and that's the reason I never support, again, whatever goes with everyone, I don't care. But yes, I never support following someone's blueprint. I never support the idea of like, let me take that course, let me do that. See, learning is good, but don't obsess over getting a blueprint from someone. Never do that, because it's their path, it's their blueprint. You can, yes, you can learn from them, but don't obsess about that. People think they need to get a blueprint to reach somewhere. No, you don't need it. You came here with your own brain and everything. You were already given what you need in this body. If you got this vessel, you were already given the equipments, the programming is already done with you. You have it. You don't need to refer to another programming there. Here and there, sometimes we need reminders because we might get lost. We might just feel overwhelmed. Sometimes we overlook our own potential. So, yeah, reminders here and there, it's important. Just to remind you, dude, you can do it. You have the potential to do it. But you have to understand one thing, you have the programming in you. You don't have to panic about getting a blueprint from someone. All right? Because blueprint will shut your ability to self express. And when you don't self express, when you don't leave space, most of the people, even if they have money, they have everything, but they're not happy. They're hollow from within. Why? Because they followed a blueprint and they probably reached a place which maybe they were not even wanting in the first place. It's something like not having the situational awareness. Maybe that's a topic for another day. That's going to make the video very long. I'm not going to talk about that here, but just as a reference, I'm going to use that. Many a times people end up following other people's blueprint and reaching a place that they never wanted to reach in the first place. That's the reason you need to have a proper situational awareness. Okay? And most importantly, always leave some room for self-expression. Even if you're preparing for a speech, say for example, tomorrow you have to go up there on the podium and you have to speak to hundreds of people. You have to give a speech. Even though you have the speech ready, still leave some space for self-expression. You know why? That's going to make the process even more better. It's going to make you evolve. When you're right there on the spot and you have left some space for self-expression, the way you are going to tackle that self-expression gap is going to make you evolve. It's going to make you more confident for the next speech that you're going to give in the future. So it is leaving some space for evolution. When you don't already prepare for something and right then and there on the stage you are facing the situation and basis the awareness you're making it up, that's your evolution process. So this is what Bruce Lee used to talk about. You have to always leave some room for self-expression, because the cup is valuable only when it's empty. Okay, a filled cup is never of any value. So let me see, did I miss something? Yep. I'm going to make another video on situational awareness, how to gain situational awareness and how to improve your power of discernment. I'm going to make a different video because this is going to be too long and I don't want to do that. And it's going to confuse you guys. So let's keep it one topic at a time. I don't want to confuse you. And yep, I think this is what it is. Let me see if I'm missing something. Yep, I'm going to end this because I wrote this, I underlined this. I want to mention this before I end the video. A man who is too focused to prove his worth had simply forgotten to be worthy. And you know why this is something literally like I made it a mantra for myself when I was going through a transition phase in life and I was switching between identities because I no longer identified with the person I was, and now I'm trying to be a new identity or a new person, and I was very confused there. So this is something I made my mantra. A man who is too focused to prove his worth had simply forgotten to be worthy. And you know why this happens? Because the identity that you've already built for yourself becomes a cage. And many people, because of ego or insecurities, are so scared to come out of this cage because people have been seeing you like this. People have given you or attached a worth to you because they're used to seeing you in this identity. And now, when you switch your identity, you are trying to be something that your current version wants to be. You're gonna be like, dude, are people gonna respect me? Are people gonna identify me? Or are people gonna. So, what you're doing is you attached your worth to an external validation, to an identity that you already built for yourself in your past version. So, many a times that past identity itself becomes your obstacle. What you have achieved in life till date sometimes becomes your obstacle. If you're not very aware of yourselves, you don't understand your worth from within, you will often attach your worth to what you have already built in life. Oh, I have achieved this much. I'm a successful, I don't know, CEO of the company. But now you want to be, say, for example, now you want to be a fisherman. It's a complete switch up, right? You were doing CEO stuff all this while, or you were a very successful advocate, you were a very successful, I don't know, lawyer, and now you quickly switch up to becoming a coffee shop owner, or you want to be a fisherman. That's it. If you are a person who is too attached to that identity, because you attach your worth to that identity, it will be difficult for you to transition into that phase. And I call these kind of people as, there's a term for these kind of people, they are mentally omnivores. They are mental omnivores or they're intellectual omnivores. They don't have a problem in switching identities. One moment they could be talking about like divine wisdom, quantum physics, and I don't know what else. And the other moment they're out there on the dance floor DJing. These are the people I love. They're like mental omnivores. They can switch identities so quickly because they never attach their worth to a particular identity they have already established. So on that note, I'm ending this video. Do let me know your takeaways, and with the flow, whatever I kind of got and I thought I should share through this video, I did. I'm gonna come back again, and maybe the next video is gonna be about because that's what I'm focusing on, how to improve your power of discernment and your situational awareness. I'm gonna talk about that. So thank you for watching. I'll see you again.